Hey everyone, welcome back to Daily Downshift. I'm your host Nestor, and today we're going to be talking all about the absolutely insane markups on the 2020 Corvette C8. Now, we're not just going to be talking about list price here, because anybody can go ahead and list their vehicle for any ludicrous amount of money online on, places like Auto Trader or Auto Tempest. But today we're going to also be talking about actual sold prices. Before we get into it, guys, make sure to drop a like on the video and subscribe, because we're going to be pumping out lots of Corvette C8 content in the coming days. I had a conversation with an individual who had his car up for sale, and now the ad has been taken down. It is a sold vehicle, and he told me how much he bought and sold it for, and honestly, it is just absolutely mind-blowing. These people are selling their cars for $20,000, $25,000, $30,000 over MSRP, which is something that I would have never imagined. If you were to tell me 8 months ago that if I were to order a 2020 Corvette C8, which by the way, they were planning on making 35 to 40,000 units of, I'd be able to sell it for $20,000 over MSRP, I would just look you in the face and just start laughing, because that is in no way, shape, or form a reality. But ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, that is what's happening in the industry right now. So let's go ahead and talk about some of the reasons as to why this is happening. Of course, first and foremost, the most important reason is the pandemic that we're in the midst of right now. This is something that is not going to blow over, guys. This is not something that we're going to be over with in a few weeks time, not even a month. This is something that a lot of medical experts out there say could last us until late summer, which is a very, very long time. And you have to think about it, with the amount of employees that GM has at their Bowling Green, Kentucky plant, they can't just let everybody come back to work and start cranking out the production line, because if one of them gets sick and passes it on to them, that's just really a nightmare to deal with. And so I firmly believe that this plant is going to be shut down for a minimum of another 2 months. And I know that's probably not what you guys want to hear, but that's just really the sad reality of it. These plants are not going to be opening up anytime soon, because let's face it, they're not essential business, and we really have to focus on people's health first and foremost, rather than getting our new shiny toys from Corvette. Another big reason as to why these vehicles are selling for so much over MSRP is simply because a lot of them were not made before the plant got shut down. Now, I personally have a VIN number 2402 in my possession, but the last Corvette that they made is approximately about 2650 or 2700. That means for the entire world, there's only about 2700 of these vehicles. That's not a lot, guys. So that's part of the reason as to why they're selling for so much over MSRP. And finally, there's one more reason as to why I think this vehicle is selling so much over MSRP, and that is simply because of what the car is and how much it costs. Let's be real, $60,000 for a mid-engine sports car that some consider a supercar, that is just nuts. 2.8 seconds 0 to 60 launch time, we're talking almost 500 horsepower, killer looks, all for this price. It really just doesn't happen, and honestly, I'd be very surprised if another vehicle captures this much attention ever again in my lifetime. It really doesn't happen very often, and it's a miracle that it did. Okay, so now that we've got all of that out of the way, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the vehicles that are priced at these ridiculous markups. Now, for those of you that don't know, I do live in Canada, and so I will be talking about these first 3 vehicles in Canadian dollars. So the first individual that I was having a conversation with, he actually listed his vehicle as no price. He just said basically, contact me with your best offer. Now, he paid after HST, which is 13% tax, he paid $103,000. So realistically, his base price was probably around $90,000, $91,000, $92,000. He ended up selling the vehicle just a few days ago for $123,000. If you don't include the taxes that he paid on the vehicle, he made a profit of just shy of $30,000. Guys, that is insane. Like, I would have never imagined that this could even be a possibility, and here we are. People are making $20,000, $25,000 profits on their Corvette C8. Now, there's 2 other listings here in the Greater Toronto area in Ontario, and they are listed for absolutely ridiculous amounts of money, way more than what that guy sold it for, which was $123K. This guy's located in Windsor. He's got about 130 kilometers on the speedo, and he is selling his Corvette for a whopping $160,000. Now this one is at the very least, a 3LT with Z51, carbon fiber ground effects, Blackwing spoiler, all the good stuff that you possibly could want on this vehicle. So it's basically fully loaded, but still 160 grand is pretty high. I don't think it'll be selling for anything near that, but based on how much the guy sold his car for a few days ago, I could easily see this vehicle going for $140,000, which is just nuts. And finally, we have one from Mitchell, Ontario. The title reads 2020 Corvette accepting offers. He's got a 2LT in torch red with the Z51 package, the high wing spoiler, and of course the carbon fiber ground effects package. He also, from the looks of things, has himself the carbon fiber exposed target top roof. And so this guy is in his car for about $97,000 total. And in the description, it says that he's basically taking offers. He's not desperate, but he will cut it loose for $163,000. I don't have to tell you guys that is absolutely ridiculous, and there's no way this guy is going to make $66,000 profit off of a $97,000 MSRP vehicle. That just is not happening. And finally, guys, let's go over and transition into the American market and just read off some of these prices, because there are tons and tons of these vehicles listed here compared to Canada. There's one for $80,000. That's the current bid, but it probably will not sell for that because it says the reserve has not been met. We have one for $119,000, one for $125,000, one for $110,000, $130,000, $107,000, one for a whopping $225K. That's definitely not going to sell. One for $159K, one for $104K, $129K, $125, $110, $115, $118. The list goes on and on, ladies and gentlemen. These cars are selling for a minimum of 10 grand over MSRP over in the United States. So this is just madness. And if I were you guys, I definitely would not pay this much over MSRP unless you're absolutely loaded and want to get into one of these as soon as possible. But that's going to do it for the video though, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to drop a like and subscribe for daily Corvette content. Tomorrow we will be releasing a more vlog styled video that I think you guys will not want to miss. In the meantime, make sure you guys are staying safe, and we'll see you all in the next one. Peace.